So looking at the screen, I'm sure you guys already know what I'm going to talk about. I've kind of already talked about this on like TikTok and stuff, and I made a short about it. But essentially, there is this guy on TikTok called Le Flair, right? This is his page. And I think he might be the reason why the swag era comes back. Now, for people that don't know the swag era, I realize I'm starting to get old. As young as I think I am, I'm 27, and I know there's some people that watch this channel that might be 16 or 17 or 18 or 19. But between like 2009 to 2014 was what we call the swag era. So in the swag era, that was when jerking was like really big, like as a dance. And so that kind of fashion and style was really prominent. So you had people like the New Boys who used to wear like skinny jeans and studded belts and fitted caps. I'll show you guys the New Boys on the screen. So the New Boys, so this was like one kind of style of it. Then you had like the Kid Cudi style, you had sort of like the Diggy Simmons style, you had people like Jason Derulo that was kind of dressing that way, Lupe Fiasco. So there's kind of like a lot of celebrities and like rappers and artists and like R&B singers that used to kind of dress in that way and kind of wear skinnies and wear blazers with it and all that sort of stuff. And there's certain high fashion brands and high fashion brand items that are very much synonymous with that time period. You think of Saint Laurent Paris high top sneakers, you think of the Balmain biker denim, you think of things like the Margiela Future sneakers, you think of Hood Bite, you think of caps like Obey. This is when it's funny because people think of Zendaya as a fashion icon, which she is, but quite literally, there was a time when Zendaya used to dress like this. This was the swag era. This was exactly the era when Zendaya used to dress like this. Exactly. Teach me how to doggy. Teach me how to that exact time. Look at how the swag era had Zendaya dressing. She has the fitted. No, that's a snapback. She has the snapback backwards. Is this your fashion goat? She had the Rick Geos with the crazy Y2K t-shirt. Like she was right in the middle of the swag era. Like bang straight, like smack dab right in the middle of it. Like she was the final boss. She was literally the swag era final boss. Like crazy colored sunglasses. Like she was literally the swag era final boss. She has every fit under the sun. Every kind of like outfit and style during the swag era, Zendaya has done it. Literally every single aspect of the swag era. So that was kind of that time. And I've really been enjoying following this guy, Le Flair, because he literally just wears and dresses in that way. And it's so nostalgic. It literally reminds me of my childhood. It's actually insane. Like outfits like this. So you can see he's wearing like the Saint Laurent Paris high tops, those red sneakers there, those are the futures. And that's why I said the swag era, it's kind of, you had to kind of be there to understand it because there were all these different styles all at once. So the overarching style was skinny jeans. And it's funny because in high fashion, you had like Hedi Slimane at Saint Laurent, right? So in the high fashion space, you had the Hedi boys wearing skinny jeans and slim fitting clothes. In the more streetwear side, you had people wearing skinny jeans, but then wearing cardigans and sneakers. So they would wear like the Margiela sneakers. They would wear so people that were more like celebrities and on the high end of things, they wear Margiela sneakers, Saint Laurent Paris sneakers, Balmain biker denim, and then on like my end, like people that were into like the jerk era and like dancing and stuff, you would wear like Vlados or Supras or Vans and stuff like that. Some people even used to wear DCs back then. I don't even know if people still wear DCs. Does that brand even still exist? Like DC, I don't even know if that brand still exists. So that's kind of what we used to wear. Exactly. Skinnies with the Vans and the Dunks for the urban youth. Facts. But this this fit, I'm going to pause it here because this was a Jason Derulo special. This here is exactly how Jason Derulo used to dress. Like the white, and it has to be a V-neck, by the way. You're not doing it right if it's not a V-neck. It was always a V-neck. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. It was just always a V-neck. So you would wear the V-neck with the white blazer and the skinny Balmain biker denim and then you would have some like shiny kind of sneakers on. There was a time, what was that sneaker brand? Buscemi? Buscemi was like really big at a point. Like these hideous shoes. I hated them, but they were like really big. These hideous atrocities. These absolute atrocities. These absolute atrocities. Because I believe this brand was founded at the tail end of the swag era. Because the swag era is like 2009 to like 2014. I think Buscemi started in like 2013-ish. So this was like the tail end of, so when people started wearing shiny sneakers with the blazers and the jeans was because of stuff like this. But these are atrocious. These are terrible. Yeah, with the padlocks. Someone said with the padlocks. Yeah, with the padlocks. These were horrible. These were so bad. For the dudes, the deeper the V-neck, the better. American Apparel, exactly. Exactly. Swag era was the last wave of the street recontextualizing Euro luxury. It was crass and gross, but it was bottom up, not top down. The high watermark of vulgar taste. Yeah. I think what I loved about the swag era the most was from top to bottom, there was an underlying silhouette, but everyone was dressing differently. So you can think of like, you know, the streetwear kids and the dance kids were wearing like skinny jeans with studded belts and shutter shades and snapbacks and Vans or Dunks, which was still that kind of slim to skinny silhouette. And then the high fashion street guys would wear, you know, the Margielas and the Saint Laurent, and then the Hedi boys at the same time were wearing like, so all of that was during the same era. It's quite crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy because the Hedi boys, they were in full force at the tail end because Hedi Slimane was at Saint Laurent like 20, I want to say 2012, it might be 2011 or like 2012 to like 2016 when he was creative director. So that was swag era. That was literally the same era. It was quite literally the same era. So I loved how all of that was kind of happening at once, whereas now it's just not the same. It really isn't the same. And because these trends had a lot of time to sit and to breathe, so there was like 5 good years of just people dressing like this and building out this sort of aesthetic. It's also funny how even his mannerisms are very on point with that time period, like the looking around, feeling yourself, popping your collar, hands in the pocket. That is so like swag era coded. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like it's so swag era coded. It's just one of those, you had to be there. You had to be there. I'm starting to sound like an old man, like an OG or something. But honestly, what a time. The blazer with the see V-neck once again. I told you guys it has to be the V-neck. It has to be the V-neck. What I want to know is why this guy dresses like this. Like, I wonder if he just never, like, with that swag era, he was like, yeah, I just love that and I don't want to stop dressing that way. And then he just made a whole TikTok dedicated to how he wants to dress. That's really cool. It's just interesting. It seems like he just dusted all his clothing from the swag era and he's like, yeah, let me bring this stuff back. It's quite funny. He's missing the Tisa Powell resin ring. He's missing a lot of things. We need the Obey cap. We need, let me show you guys the Obey hat. This had people in a chokehold during that swag era. This stuff here, this Obey, I don't even know what happened to this company. I don't even know if they still exist, to be honest. I don't know if this company still exists, but this Obey cap was a thing. Like this was, wait, let me go Obey cap swag era. Yeah, this was exactly how people were wearing, like this was it. This was it. He never matured and I end that. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the swag era. Maybe I'm just being super nostalgic and actually a lot of the way we were dressing back then was absolutely atrocious and completely and utterly hideous. But I just like it because it's everyone kind of dresses the same. So it's good to see someone that's just doing his own aesthetic and kind of just doing his own thing when people don't dress like that anymore. I think that's kind of cool compared to like when you look at TikTok and everyone is following the same trends. It's just a bit boring. But yeah, so for people that don't know, these are the Obey caps. You also had Tisa that was really big at that time. So this was Tisa. This was also, yeah, you even had, yeah, the ones that said swag. This was also the time when Young Money, like the rap group, like Young Money, Cash Money, they were actually becoming like really big. It was during the swag era. So the YMCMB, which was kind of like YMCMB. So the YMCMB around this time, because it was during the swag era, so their merch, for some strange reason, started to be embedded into the swag era as well. So people started buying like YMCMB merch, and they were wearing YMCMB merch with Balmain denim. Well, like, what an era! Like, what an era! I can't believe we actually used to dress like this. Like, I literally have pictures of myself on my laptop where I literally was dressed like that. You guys have seen the pictures. I know there's always going to be new subscribers who haven't seen like those pictures, so I might just like put it on the screen for people that haven't seen the young version of me dressed like a swagged out during the swag era. Yugi Nation says, let's see them. Okay, I'll show you some. 1 second. 1 second. Let me show you. Let me show you some of my embarrassing images as a young buck. So this is one of them that I always show. This was in 2009. This is the start. This was like the beginning of the swag era. So as you can see, look at my jeans on the right. My jeans on the right are skinny, but they're not like super skinny yet, right? So as like the swag era progressed, my jeans got skinnier and skinnier. Because you can even see, like, now I would never wear shorts like that on the left. Those were like slim fit shorts. Now I wear like wide, like Comme des Garçons shorts. I would never wear slim shorts like that. But back then, everything was just slim and skinny. So also, if you look at what I'm wearing on the left, literally, it's quite funny. So during that era, everything just had to be stupidly colorful. So those shoes came with black laces, but in the swag era, you just had to make things more colorful. Everything had to have like a pop of color. So I switched out the laces for those neon green laces. And there was a brand, was it called Dr. Lace or like Mr. Lace or something like that? You guys in the chat will know. But that was the go-to during the swag era. That was the go-to company for laces. If you wanted to buy like your neon green or neon orange or neon red laces, then you would go for those. The same thing as my shoes on the right. So my shoes on the right, I think they came with like black laces, and then you would just go to like Mr. Lace or whatever it was called. I can't remember exactly. And then you would buy like the red laces and give it that pop of color. So, and then you would color block with the checkerboard socks. Like that era was insane. It's absolutely insane. So insane. But yeah, I honestly have loads of images of myself from like this era. Because I have images of myself from like when I was a kid up till like now. You still got the checkerboard socks. No way. No, I don't know what happened to those socks. I don't even know what happened to them. I must have lost them or something. At some point I just stopped dressing like that, and I don't know what happened to all the clothes. Honestly. Exactly. Crazy inverted colors. And then what would happen, because once again, this was 2009 and I was like really young in 2009. How old was I was like 14. I was like 13 or 14. But then when you progressed, and like when this stuff progressed, that was when you would then start wearing blazers with it. You would start wearing, that's when you started to get older. So that's when you evolve into the way like Le Fleur's dressing, where you start wearing blazers with like more upmarket denim and stuff like that. That was kind of how it used to go. That was the progression. What was that phone in my hand? That was a BlackBerry. I think it was a BlackBerry Curve. Those were the BlackBerry days. See, the kids don't know about BlackBerry. You guys don't know that when I used to talk to girls, the Riz would be, what's your BBM pin? That was the Riz. Now, what is the Riz for kids? I don't even know what the Riz is for kids. Like, what do young people say when they talk to girls? Like, as a guy, like, what do you say? What's your Instagram? Maybe. What's your Instagram? Probably. What's your IG? For us, it's like, what's your BBM pin? That was our thing. Not the crackberry. I still remember that ringtone. Do people ask for numbers these days? I didn't really know that people ask for numbers, to be honest. Yes, the Rockstuds. Fact. That was when that was the height of Valentino, literally. the Rockstud collection. When did that actually drop? Let me Google that. So the Valentino Rockstud collection came out fall winter 2010, and then they started making everything, sneakers, bags, like, yeah. So that it came out right in the middle of the swag era. That's why it was so big. That's why people were wearing the rock studs in the swag era. It was literally fall into 2010. That was when it was debuted on the runway. So yeah, you guys in this chat, you guys are cultured. I didn't know if many of you would be tapped into this era. I didn't know if many of you would be tapped into this. I thought it would just be me and a few people kind of living in our nostalgia, while everyone is like, we have no idea what you're talking about. Well, you guys are cultured. You guys are cultured. He even has, see, he has the range of the styles from that time. He's just obsessed with that time frame. He's wearing hood by. He's with Rick. I think he's stuck in like between 2009 and 2015. He's just stuck there, and I absolutely love it. It's so refreshing to see. He said now the youth just airdrop their numbers to each other by rubbing their iPhones together. You know, when you rub your iPhones together and it starts vibrating, that thing is so weird. We're old too. Maybe we're all old together. I just remember lots of street photos of women wearing skinny lapel blazers, then that huge envelope handbag, skinny jeans, and a rock stud Valentino stiletto with the ankle straps. Exact same era. Exactly that. Exactly that. That was that same era. What a time to be alive. And the funny thing about this is this LaFleur guy isn't the only person that is kind of being known for this style. There's quite a few people on TikTok, which is why I think the swag era is going to come back eventually, because I think there are quite a few people on TikTok now that are pushing it. And look at LaFleur's views, like 270k, 527k, like some of them have millions, like 1.3 million, 1.4 million, 1.2 million. So, I mean, at a certain point, it's going to come back. There's another guy, I think he's South African. This guy here, I think his name is like Fun Touchline. He's also someone big on TikTok for this kind of style and kind of bringing back swag. Look at his views too. Just as high as LaFleur, like 247k, like 457k, like, so all of them. See, he's wearing, oh my god, he's wearing super the skinny scarves. Like, and for you guys that don't know, the geos, it's kind of funny how I've always thought this, right? When geo baskets and like Rick Owens Ramones became a meme, I always found it so fascinating because people started wearing Rick Owens with like Fashion Nova and stuff. It was kind of like the BBL shoe at one point. Like the BBL baddies would be known as like wearing Ramones and Geo baskets, but before then, it was quite embedded into the swag era. Like you would wear Rick Geos with Hood by Air, or you would wear Rick Geos with skinny jeans. So it's quite funny how those are for people that aren't Rick heads. Obviously, Rick heads would just wear Rick with Rick, but people that weren't Rick heads, you would wear it with Hood by or with the typical clothing of that era. So like more skinny jeans, skinny scarf, skinny blazer, kind of what he's doing here. So it always fascinated me when those shoes became a meme for a different aesthetic. Geo basket slash features are the dude Isabel Morant. That is so true. Oh my gosh, that's so true. That is so true. So this guy, this Infinite Touchline guy, he's really cool too. I love his aesthetic too. This sort of like really taking it back. He even has, so he's on brand. He has the keep calm and listen to Safella. So he even has the keep. Do you guys remember when keep calm was everywhere? It was like keep calm and listen, keep calm and go slowly, keep calm and listen and stay jerking, keep calm. I wonder what happened to that. Like, why did we stop using that? Why did we stop using that stuff? So I like how these guys, they even down to the branding and the graphics of the time, they're kind of incorporating that too. Never thought I'd say the 2010s were the good old days. They really were though. They honestly were. So he even has like the right graphics for it. Once again, you can see him wearing his skinny jeans with the skinny scarf and the beanie. So what do you guys think? I want to see what you guys think in the chat. Do you guys think that this style is going to come back in full force? Do you think that the next generation is going to, because you know fashion is cyclical, do you think we're going to see this whole style come back completely, or do you think not really? What do you guys think? Do you think it's going to catch on in a broader scale, or do you not think so? Yeah, we did spam the fuck out of Keep Calm. We honestly did. We spammed the life out of it back then. I mean, probably. Fair enough. I just want to know what this kind of style would look like in the context of like young, like teenagers today. I'm so fascinated on like what would be the culture around it, like what would be the graphics. Like we had the Keep Calm and Listen Closely and all that sort of stuff. What would their graphics be if they brought back this era? I think the swag era is the closest we millennials have to a wave that will reverberate through fashion history, menswear equivalent to boho chic that will constantly come back to the disdain of many. Yeah, exactly. Because when you let me go to LeFlair's comment section, right? Let's see what people are saying in the comment section. Someone said Jeremiah Core, Diggy Simmons, and Jacob Lassam. They said Drake slid on this back in the day. Yeah, Drake used to dress like this too. That's when I was talking about the YMCMB stuff, like going back to this sort of stuff. This was the same era. So Drake was definitely dressing like that. Like you had the suburban white kids dressing like this. It was insane scenes. Yeah, the Jason Derulo. That's when I saw that white blazer with the white V-neck. I was like, that is Jason Derulo to the core. Some people said he looks like Tyler from Shake It Up. But it's funny because sometimes I look at his comments, everyone is just saying like who they think he looks like Kid Cudi Core, Diggy Simmons. Someone said Let It Shine. It's kind of funny because Disney Channel characters did kind of dress like this though, didn't they? Low key, they kind of used to dress like this on Disney. Like, yeah, Disney Channel, they used to dress like this. They used to dress exactly like this. Like just like skinny jeans, colorful skinny jeans, slim fitting outfits, crazy multicolored shades. And it's funny because now on TikTok, everyone, this whole Disney, this is why I think the swag era might come back because Disney Channel is very embedded into this kind of like swag era for like really younger people that weren't involved in like, you know, the Balmain and the Rick Owens and stuff like that. And everyone now on TikTok, the whole like Disney needs thing has like come back completely. Literally, the Disney needs thing. I can't stop seeing that on my FYP. Like everyone is just like, oh, Disney needs, Disney needs. So I think something like that might be the catalyst for the aesthetic as a whole coming back, to be honest. Because there's someone I follow on TikTok. She's like some girl in Nigeria, and she just like, let me show you who I'm talking about. She makes like weird dancing videos where she just like does like weird things, but she's like it's like really interesting, and she gets loads of views. And let me show you the Disney knee stuff that she did. Like this was the video where people are saying that she's the final boss of Disney knees, and all the different companies, like you literally have Subway commenting and like JBL saying this is the Disneyest knee to ever Disney knee. This is literally 4 days ago. So I think because for trends to come back, all these different elements have to kind of be part of it. So no, Disney knees, like knees. So what Disney knees are, this is how you know I'm perpetually online. So what Disney knees are is just basically back in the day, in the peak of Disney Channel, when they used to have all those like different shows, every time people performed on Disney Channel, I don't know why, they always used to have their knees inward like that. I don't know why. I don't know if like they were told to do that, but for some strange reason during that time, and not just Disney, like Nickelodeon, like all of them. Like if you think of like the Jonas Brothers, Miley Cyrus, every time they were like playing a guitar, like performing, their knees were always inwards like that. Yeah, like Camp Rock, like that was the peak time. So that's what Disney knees are, literally. That's what we call Disney knees. So yeah, this is almost becoming like a video essay, yeah, of me trying to say this is why I think the swag era is going to come back. But yeah, I'm personally I'm absolutely loving it. It's also funny when he does these pictures just standing in these funny poses. And Oswego's too. Oswego's were big. Oswego's were huge back then. Luke says this is Disney Channel some years after my time. How could that possibly be some years after your time? Do you mean before your time? Because I'm older than you, Luke, and that was during my time. Like Camp Rock was during my time. To tell you that, to age myself, I was in primary school when the first High School Musical came out. I was literally in year 6 when the first High School Musical came out, quite literally. So my era, like my childhood, was High School Musical, Camp Rock, iCarly, Drake and Josh. Like Wizards of Waverly Place was kind of my childhood, but to the tail end. That was more like the next generation. I'm trying to think, what other shows did we watch? Like Lizzie McGuire. Lizzie McGuire was my era too. H2O was my era. I'm not sure how many of you know about H2O as a show. Let me see how many of you know about that H2O. Yeah, Zoe 101 was definitely my era too, 100%. Zoe 101 was 100% my era. I don't even know. I've not looked at Disney Channel in forever. I don't even know what is on there. Yeah, That's a Raven. That was also my era. And then you had like Camp Blue, stuff like that. Yeah, that was what an era. Okay, some of you know about H2O. Some of you know about H2 because I feel like H2O was even back then. It was not everyone used to watch H2O. Like people used to watch Drake and Josh and stuff like that, but H2O was a bit more niche. Yeah, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody was definitely my childhood, but it was kind of more so Sweet Life of Zack and Cody was kind of the same as like Wizards of Waverly Place, but it was kind of like closer to the tail end. But Sweet Life of Zack and Cody was still kind of more my childhood than some other shows. The Sister of Traveling Pants. Yeah, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Dexter's Lab, all that sort of stuff. So that's actually how it used to go. Late MySpace. Yeah, that was my childhood. Like we were using how many of you know about this, right? So since this has become the nostalgia section of the stream, we were using MSN Messenger. So during the MySpace era, it was MySpace and MSN Messenger simultaneously. Those were the two things we used to use. Some of you might not even know about the MSN Messenger era. And then it transitioned into Tumblr and then like Facebook. And then it just went from there and then like BBM and then all that sort of stuff. But yeah, that MySpace time, yes, Skype. Oh my God, Skype. That got bounced by FaceTime. What a shame. But yeah, Skype. Oh my gosh. And that's silly ringtone that Skype always used to have. Yeah, Omegle. I forgot about that. Oh my gosh, Omegle. It says MSN was used by my sisters. Yeah, MSN was what I used to use when I was like 10 years old. That was the MySpace era. MySpace was when I was like 10, 9, 10, 11. That was MySpace. Omegle Fair Generations. Exactly, guys. And like the same as that, like if I was to look at like any of the shows, like let's look at iCarly outfits. They were dressing that exact same way, like the exact way. The exact way. And it's funny because a lot of Disney characters, they had like a Y2K sort of style. So when the swag era came, it just became like Y2K with swag era characteristics. It's kind of strange. That's the best way for me to describe it. We're already being pummeled with people buying into the MSN/era aesthetic. New iOS agree damn near unreadable. That's crazy. I don't think I've seen that. I need to get in touch with that side of TikTok, that side of the internet. I don't think I'm on that side of the internet yet. I need to fix my algorithm and then get on that side. Yeah, Yahoo. Yeah, my first email too was a Yahoo email too. Yeah, Yahoo. Even Stevens. Oh my gosh, this is a cultured chat. The urbans are really cultured. I'm actually impressed. I don't know what I was expecting, but I'm actually very impressed by the nostalgic knowledge. Literally, we got people running memes from the swag era. It's so funny because I totally forgot about those shoes, the Jeremy Scott Adidas with the wings. I totally forgot about that, but that was in that era too. And yeah, Courage the Cowardly Dog. Exactly. This was when, do you know what's funny? So when people think of fear of God, people think of like fear of God now and they think of like essentials and stuff like that. People forget about like the first era of fear of God, like this era of fear of God, like where Jerry Lorenzo is dressed like this. Like a lot of people don't even know that this era of like fear of God existed, where he was doing collaborations with like Paxson and stuff. Like I think people don't even know that this era happened. People really don't even know that this time actually existed. Also, yeah, the Jeremy Scott Adidas, iconic. Absolutely iconic. The shoes with the wings. Oh my god. Like this was boss level tacky. Top tier tacky. They were so tacky, but if I see someone wearing them now, I would be so happy seeing someone wear them. But they were so tacky. It doesn't get more tacky than some Jeremy Scotts with the wings. It really doesn't get more tacky than that. Yes, this was when Justin Bieber merch was big. Because this was when Justin Bieber was like singing Baby and stuff. Like when did Justin Bieber release Baby? See, I'm good at this. My memory is actually really good. Baby literally came out in 2010, so it was exactly banging that era too. Like I'm surprised I remember all of this stuff so like clearly. Like Baby Justin Bieber, that was like swagged out Justin Bieber era. Like if you're like 2010s Justin Bieber style, I said it BRB Bieber style. Yeah, this was like swagged out. He was wearing DC. So see what I was saying about the DCs, where I said some people were wearing DCs back then. So look at Justin Bieber here. He's wearing DCs. And some people would also wear things like Osiris too. That was like kind of more niche than DCs, but people would wear Osiris back then. Like, look at just who the hell was Justin Bieber hanging around during this time to be dressing like? Who was Justin Bieber's stylist? Why is he wearing a UCLA fitted cap? Like, who his stylist questions need to be asked. Honestly, because I don't know what was going on there. Here again, once again, you can see with the skinny blazer. So this was like bang in the middle of that era where everyone was dressing like this, like right smack dab in the middle of it. But yeah, the swag era, what a time, guys. What a time. I'd rather have Tumblr fashion come back than, oh gosh, that's funny. Shout out to the swag era. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on the swag era coming back.